Okay, this is the third in our series of videos explaining how to hook up PHP and MySQL and so on. In the first one, I looked at how you create a database on the server. In the second one, I looked at how you make a PHP page or script which takes information out of that database and displays it as a web page. We're using the example of the publications page there. And in this one, I'm going to look at how you write a PHP script that's going to put things into that database. So in other words, so I can have a page on my website that I could use to update the list of publications. So this is going to consist of two things. One is going to be a HTML page that contains a form, and then the second one is going to be a PHP script that's activated when somebody presses the submit button on that form, and whose job it is to insert that information into the database. So, excuse me. Let's look at the page with the form first. What I just did was I just took one of these standard pages from the site. I made a copy of it. I called it addpubs.html, and then I replaced this content section here with a form. And this is the form that you can see here. Now it's a standard HTML form. The thing to note about it is method is set to post, which is important. Let me zoom in that a little bit closer so you can see that better. The where is it? Well, there it is. Method is set to post, and then action is set to something called addpubs.php. Right? That is the PHP page that's going to be activated when somebody enters some information into this form. So the form then just has a bunch of fields. Each of these fields, let's see, here's one of them: input, type is equal to text, name is equal to author. Okay, the key thing here is what you name the field. The first field is named author, and that's what the name goes into. The second field is named title. The third one is named year, and the fourth one is named place. So they're the four things that we want to enter. Now I'm just going to take that page and I'm going to throw it up onto the server and let's have a look at it. Okay, choose the file, gamesitb.com. It was called addpubs.html. There it is, upload it. Okay, let's have a look at this. Addpubs.html. Okay, so there's my page, and I can put things into this. Okay, I could type something into this, but it's not going to do anything when I hit the submit button because we haven't put up the PHP page yet. Okay, so now let's look at the corresponding PHP page. Here it is. Now, if we take a quick look here, again I'm going to zoom in so we can see it better. The stuff at the top of this page is the standard connectivity information, which is exactly the same as it was on the other PHP script we saw. In other words, put in a username, the password, a database, and a server. This bit here digs out the actual information from the form. So if you remember, we named our four fields: author, title, year, and place. And what's going to happen here is it's going to put it into four variables called author, title, year, and place. Down here is the stuff that connects to the database, and there's an SQL statement here which basically says insert into publications, which is the name of our table from before that contains the publications information. Puts in author, title, year, and place. Okay, and again, this is kind of standard PHP stuff for connecting to a database. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw that up on the server like I did with the HTML page. So it's called addpubs.php. Okay, it's up there now. So if you remember, we had a page on our site called publications.php. Right, it has a bunch of publications in here. I was testing my script earlier, so I threw in some other ones. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 publications inside the database now, and hence being dragged out by that script. So let's see if we can put another one in. And we call it, let's say, name let's see, let's say Kelly, comma M, title some paper about something, year 2001, place Singapore. Okay, you hit the submit button. What happens when you hit the submit button is it should run that addpubs.php file in the background. Okay, now what it said here is records added to the database. So if we go back to our publications page, we can see whether that's true or not. Refresh, and great. Down there we have our new thing that we added. Now remember, this is just a very basic output from the database. What you probably want to be doing is fancying this up so that it looks something more like this. But the basic principle is sound. We've got a form, we've got a PHP script which processes the contents of that form and puts it into the database. And you could use that, essentially that page and that script, to build anything whereby you need to connect something on a web page to a database. And I'll make those things available to you. Okay.